Leeds Castle in Kent, and we're in the grounds of the castle, standing outside the Pavilion, on the Pavilion lawn as it's known. And this is where there are entertainments on site in Lady Baillie's heyday, the Pavilion being completed in 1929. And this site was very much part of her renovations. So the Pavilion played a key role in her weekends at Leeds Castle, where she'd invite all of her guests over to enjoy the grounds and the castle itself. There were tennis courts out here. This was the tennis pavilion/summer house, where guests were invited to change, have some refreshments. So it was really a key part of that long weekend entertainment offer at Leeds Castle.
The pavilion has sat here in 14 years that I've worked here without being used at all. It's gently sighing into the landscape and dilapidating slowly, and it wasn't safe to use anymore. And we were working with Paye on skills days for school children, and we started looking at the following year, at which point I think we mentioned that the pavilion was about the only space we had that didn't have a purpose and that we could use. So we came over to have a look at it, and first of all we had to remove all the debris from outside, and once we got inside the padlock it was a very sad state.
They were really keen to do some work on the pavilion, something that hadn't been used for 40 years, probably really since Lady Baillie died, or even before then, in fact. The space was only really used as storage space. And in terms of us getting involved and working closely with the community, which is something that we want to do more of, it then presented an opportunity whereby we have the expertise, the castle has the space and the determination to push a project forward, and we were able to help with that. So we agreed to work with Leeds Castle on bringing this space back to life.
We set ourselves a challenge with the castle to try and do this in 7 days. And over the last 7 days, we've worked round the clock to try and make this a usable space again. Because where I'm standing now is what used to be Lady Baillie's tennis courts. I mean, it's a beautiful setting. You've got views of the castle, you know, all the nature and the woodland around us. It's absolutely fantastic. And the castle were very keen to get this space operational again and used for something. So we're really pleased to be able to help with that and give our time and effort to make it a building that they can use again.
One thing that we have at Paye is a real passion for our built environment. We work on the historic fabric of our country on many iconic sites. So this is actually part of our DNA. It runs central to what we do, and bringing buildings back to life, that's our sweet spot. We love to be able to do that. And actually putting that into practice for future generations to enjoy, you can't illustrate that better than what we're doing with the pavilion.
On an old building, you've got to show the building respect because it's got so much history involved in it. You can't just run and crash and bang, you've got to take it bit by bit. There could be something in there of major historical value you don't know, so you've got to really take your time, and you've got to factor that into the fact that you've got to then try and get it finished on time as well. You're saving the past for the future, aren't you? You're giving it longevity again, bringing it back to life.
Among the staff and also visitors, I think there's been a lot of curiosity about what this site is, why it's there, why is it not opened up like other areas of the estate are. So we're really keen about this project and opening up access to all visitors. I think just increasing understanding about what the site was used for, how it links with the story in the castle and across the wider estate, but also creating that perhaps more quiet zone for visitors who want to spend a restful afternoon at Leeds Castle enjoying a book, some refreshments, hopefully in due course. I think it offers a wider range of opportunities for different audiences and their needs during their visits.
We're working with people who have that need for that well-being, relaxation, a little bit of escapism, but also the opportunity to come together in community and groups. And the pavilion offers that perfect space. This is here for our community, and it's here for our staff and our volunteers' benefit. And eventually we hope that it will also be a pre-loved bookshop.
The restoration of the pavilion has certainly been a challenge, but it's one that we've met with enthusiasm. We've had a really skilled workforce here who have been working early in the morning through till late in the evening. It's been a real challenge, but I think it's one that everybody's sort of bought into, and with a degree of passion and love, we're almost there.
Come on in, guys. We are finished. I walked in here 6.5 days ago. They were completely derelict buildings. Now it's a good renovated space for loads of different kinds of people to use. We've got new lighting. This place didn't have any electrics. It's now got electric. All the windows, everything's original apart from the panelling. We'll put that on just to dress it up. A lot of the glass was smashed, but there was 2 windows in this area, 2 windows in that area which were completely unrepairable. but the glass was savable. So all the glass that's been smashed, we've took it from the broken ones and put it into the old ones, so nothing's changed. We've put new flooring down to try and match the original best we can, and it will eventually go the same colour as the floor with all the foot traffic. The doors are all original. They've just been sanded down and painted with what you call antique white. It's not white, it's antique white. As you can see, we've sanded all the floors, which had years and years and years of life on it. And it took about 26 hours to get it done to where it is. I think it's came up really good. And then this is the main entrance, which was just boarded over. And by the age of the boards and the nails and stuff, I think it's been boarded up maybe 20 years ago. That was the last bit of boarding up it had ever done. Put new doors in, antique ironmongery to match all the originals. We did source the original logs, which were very hard to find. We put some older ones in and some older ones for the age and mixed them all up, which I think looks totally original. I think everybody's done a great job. Logistically, it was a nightmare, but it is what it is. Everybody's pulled together and we got it done.
It's incredible. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. I mean, I knew it would look good, but I mean, it's just surpassed my expectations. I have to say, I thought it would be good when it was done, but it's absolutely extraordinary. I mean, the guys have worked for 6.5 days, but as we know, they've put in such long days. There's probably 2 weeks of solid work gone into that. And the quality of the workmanship, it literally took my breath away when I walked in. And to be able to use that for events, for community groups, for a second-hand bookstore, may even be where Father Christmas is located at some point. It's going to make all the difference, it really is. So it's just an extraordinary achievement.
It makes me really proud that the business is able to donate our time and our skills to enable this to happen. And I know the boys and girls that have been doing the work are also very proud, of what they're achieving. They'll stand back and they'll be really proud to be able to help and actually give something back to the community, which is one of the pillars of what our company has been striving towards over the last few years. Our engagement with the community, in particular the projects that we work on, and then the local community around those projects is really important to us as a business. So, we should be really proud of what we've achieved.